We're excited. We're excited to be live today.
Hi.
We are live and re-recording. Yay. How are you? I'm so excited to be here, Tammy and Brenette. Welcome.
Hello.
I am too. So how are you today, Lori?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. Super excited to have this conversation with Brenette. I hope I'm saying the word, the name correctly. Yay.
Yes, you are. Oh,
and we are so honored to have Brenette on today. She is actually a really good friend of mine. And we've known each other for over 20 years?
Yeah.
Or 26 years, actually, I think.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. And actually, Brenette is not only a good friend, she's a client of mine, and she's my hairstylist. she's this amazing woman. Every time you're at their salon, they make you feel like you're part of the family, like you belong, and how important, and they try their best, and they do it to get the hair color the way you want it, the style. They make everybody feel warm and welcomed. So, which it's amazing. And I always feel blessed when I go over there. It's like, okay, this is my little free time, It's kind of like going to the spa. You know how you always feel good after massage and everything. Well, they do some different things at their salon to make you feel special. And hair stylists to me are artists. And how we were talking about our motto is unlocking freedom with nature and art. And that's why we have this amazing woman on here, Brenette, is because she is an artist.
Oh, so thank you.
I'm gonna let Brenette.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. I am very humble and grateful to be on here. Tammy, you've been my friend forever. Lori, I'm just meeting you. So I appreciate you ladies so much for having me. This is actually my first time on Zoom and speaking and on a computer teching. So please be patient
for all those first times.
But I appreciate it so much. Yes, I've been in the industry for a long time, and I don't feel like it's work. I don't feel like it's an industry. I feel like it is a change of changing women and men and making them into something more to make them feel, because we all need to feel something more and beautiful, right, ladies?
Yeah, exactly. And so can you tell us how you got started?
Basically, I got started when I was little. I was cutting my Barbie's hair, and then I cut my brother's hair, and then I would cut my sister's hair. And then my auntie pushed me into going to school and said, you should go into this industry. And I basically started in New Mexico, Arizona, worked there, and then worked my way up into Washington, and worked with my husband, who wasn't at that time. I was his apprentice. And then he ended up, well, I guess he just fell in love with his apprentice. But anyways, we've been doing hair. He's been in business over 45 years. Of course, I've only been in business for 32, wink, wink. But it's been a very great love story, a love affair with hair. Hair is not just hair. It is basically of who you are as when you walk in a door. Like, we look at people from when they come in, women and men, of what they're wearing, what purse they're carrying, because that it tells a lot about a woman. It tells a lot about a man, how much they want to either work on their hair or how much they don't want to. It's all in the experience of what we share. So that kind of opens it up a little bit of how we look at hair. It's not just cutting hair. It's the artistry of doing hair.
Brenette, I love that. And I want to ask you, what does that mean? Like the way you have described, how the person carries themselves, what are they wearing? So I don't know if I should give you my profile of how I do that when I go to a hair salon, because I am extremely simple. I am, more organic and authentic than this. I mean, so yeah. And I appreciate when you said how much they want to deal with it or how much they do not. So how do you determine that? Okay. So you kind of profile, which is very important with, especially with what you do, what some of us do. There's first impressions, right? So inevitably. So then from there, what? You have a conversation, and are some of those things surprising, like from the from the first assessment to the conversation? Do you get surprised sometimes as to what they want or who they are or what they
Oh,
want for their hair?
absolutely. And that's where consultation comes in, asking questions, just as you guys do and what your journey is, always asking a lot of questions. If I have a new guest coming in, I'll probably have a consultation for at least 20, 25 minutes, just to make
Oh
sure
my
that we
goodness.
pinpoint their needs and their wants and their desires, because those are all three different things. So how long are you going to be, washing your hair? How often are you going to blow dry your hair? How often are you going to style your hair? How often do you want to color your hair? So those are all the important questions as an artist that you need to ask those questions. It's very important.
That is amazing. And it shows how particular you are, paying attention to details and what matters most. I mean, and if you're watching, when you're watching this broadcast recording or something, tell us horror stories about hair. Like, there's nothing more humiliating, right, than like, oh, I didn't want that. And I have a niece right now that she came to town for a wedding and she was wearing a hat all the time. Like, even before the wedding, I'm like, what's going on? And she was wearing a hat and I'm like, well, maybe fashion trends. She's way younger than me. And I'm like, okay, so what's going on? As it turned out, in California, of all places, she went and told her what she wanted, showed her pictures, and it ended up being a total mess and failure. And then for the actual wedding, she wore a wig. But off of that situation, she just kept wearing like her hats or whatever to cover up her beautiful hair that she has in somebody else. So she was traumatized.
Yeah.
She was taking supplements to help her hair
yeah.
grow, she's like, and I'm like, why don't you? Anyway, she went somewhere else and they tried their best, but they said, no, we would need to cut it very, very, very short.
Yeah.
And she didn't want that. So she is just dealing with it right now. And oh, what a joy is when Tammy says, oh, she's my friend forever. And she is amazing at what she does. So what a great difference.
Well,
Yes.
and you know what? The motto is you get what you pay for. And if you want a decent hairstylist, don't expect to pay them $5, or a $10 haircut. They're artistic, and the training that Brenette has done. What people don't realize is it's not just going to school, right,
Yeah.
Brenette? And I'm gonna let
Right.
Brenette talk a little bit more about this because she's the one who's did the training, but there's a lot that goes into this and a lot that they teach their staff. So
And continued education, I'm
the
sure.
continued
Yes.
education was so important.
Yes, and unfortunately, at this time of our industry, we're finding that education isn't as it was, but we're bringing that back. So we're bringing back the experience of education, because that is what it makes you, molds you, folds you into having confidence, having to know what color, what palette looks great on one other human than another. So we started out our education, actually Goldwell, which is a very big brand now, came to us 35 years ago, before there was even hardly color, just starting, asked my husband to carry that into his salon. They actually built a foundation for us to learn how to use their color. There was extensive 1, 2, 3, 4, and we wanted them to build a 5, but we were learning so fast that they couldn't build it fast enough. So they would fly us New York, LA, Australia, all around to learn and to educate with these amazing humans. And now I'm seeing that passion is coming back, where people are starting to go, okay, we need to start educating. We need to put out these great artists again, because that has been lost. So we're here to bring all that back.
Great. So your husband and you team up to offer these classes, continued education
Absolutely.
classes?
My
Good.
husband actually was one of the first men that trained with Vidal Sassoon. If anyone knows Vidal Sassoon, he was
Yes.
the guy that brought in the 60s, 70s geonomical haircuts, where people and women wore those fashions. So that is actually a very strong suit in him. He teaches straight lines. He's amazing. His name is Ed Leifer. He's the one that got me into the industry and also into coloring hair. But that is my passion, which I love.
Very good.
Exactly. And what's interesting, when Brenette's talking about this, so my stylist and hairdresser that I had when I was modeling in Eugene actually did a lot of the same training, and Goldwell was the #1 thing She's like, when I moved, she's like, oh, you either have to come back or find a Goldwell salon
You're
that
right.
carries. That's how important it is, because they have the specialty, they're trained. And it's kind of like with any art or anything that we do in a business, if we're not trained completely, we're never going to be able to provide the best. It's like basically having their own mentorship program or
Yes,
coaching.
right.
The Goldwell is helping them. And then what I see is Ed and Brenette do that with their own staff.
amazing. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
and you know
Tammy and
what?
I, we have each our coaches, sorry, like we each have our coaches. We keep signing up for new skills, new trends that come, new technology that comes. So I'm sure that's the same in the beauty industry, right?
Yes, and with Goldwell, that's why I've stayed with them, is because they have built a mentorship with other salons in other states and other countries. So if you have a person moving to another state or another country, you could say, hey, talk to your rep, and they send you to the best that they know, because they know they have educated them to the best of their abilities. So that is why Goldwell is probably one of the strongest brands in the nation, I believe.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we were having this conversation behind the scenes or before the live, because I'm like, I'm not sure if to bring it up during the live.
Please do.
So
Please.
some maybe if you have this issue also, like if you're watching this, please say something, say a comment. I don't know, I don't want to feel isolated, and I don't think I'm an only situation here. I come from the Caribbean lineage, with African descendants, etc. So and Spain and all that, but thus this, right? This is the result. But then my hair, this is my professional look, is what I say, part of my kind of brand. I've straightened it up for you guys, etc. But it's originally, if I get it wet, it just shrinks and gets curly, frizzy. And depending on the weather here in Texas, you walk out and it goes, whoop. It does all crazy things. So when I moved from Puerto Rico to Texas, I started needing a haircut, and then I started calling around because I was afraid that people were not going to know how to deal with this head. And mind you, this is like in the late 90s, early 2000s. So many years ago. And then, some places would tell me, no, we don't deal with ethnic hair. We don't deal with textured hair. So I was asking Brenette, how is that? I mean, I know we've come a long way from that. I know there's the curl divas and there's way more things out there available. But what was that idea back then? And when was a great awakening on how to deal with all kinds of textures of hair? And when did that happen, since you go so back in the industry?
Yeah, well, that's a great question, because it has changed tremendously, and a lot of texture is back in, and I don't think it ever goes really out. I think it's just how you are taught how to use that and how to use the tools that you have. And I do understand what you went through, because there was a point in time where they didn't do that. We don't do that, and that's not that case anymore. Your hair, absolutely. I know that you probably have a little bit more of a texture issue, but we have so much now that we can do or give, and like keratin blowouts, keratin treatments that can just maintain that. Or actually, you could even wear your hair soft and curly. So there's a lot that you can do, Lori. So you have beautiful hair, by the way. I've already got my eyes going, what can I do? What can I do?
I know. If Lori,
so
when Lori
Thank
comes
you.
up here, we're not saying if, when she comes up here, I'm gonna have
You're
to
gonna
bring
be
her
in my
over to the
chair.
salon, right?
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
so fun. Oh my goodness, I don't know, because I'm also very traditional and I like to keep it simple.
Yes.
But well, yeah, and I even know but this is off of social media and YouTube channels and things like that. I've seen ladies that specialize in training others, not even hairstylist person. It's just people with their own experiences. And also I think there's categories on curls, 1, 2, 3,
Absolutely.
and there's special scissors for the curls and all that. It's just so
they've come a
interesting.
long way with the curls, because curls are, let's face it, we all have curls. I have.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say Tammy does.
Slight curl.
Okay, there is a slide. Okay.
So we're all getting some of that curl, especially, your hair changes every 7 years, ladies, if you didn't know that, and gentlemen, it changes no matter what, just like our body, just like our skin. So we have to kind of go with that and understand that.
Yeah, I want to say hello to Pam. She's watching, and also Ike. So thank you so
Hi,
much
Pam.
for tuning in,
Hi,
and
Ike.
ask questions, ask hair questions, because we definitely have an artist here, hair artist here.
Oh, thank you.
And one of the little things that that Brenette does at their salon, and this I always when I told my husband this, it's like, oh sure, but what they do is they give you a massage.
Nice.
on your neck.
Yes,
It is
touch is
so nice.
important. It's important, especially in this day and time, because if you notice, not a lot of people really touch each other. So it's kind of a thing where you go in and you sit down and you get a massage, and that kind of releases them to go, oh, well, you're going to hear everything and more, sometimes more than you want to. But touch has been a great thing for us.
It kind of sets it preframes to the experience, like I'm safe. This is a safe haven here.
Absolutely.
I gave a little gift, a little mug to my hair person, and it says I'm a therapist. because I know she talks to each of the clients, and they talk about like what you said, I'm sure with that massage they feel just free to just open up
Absolutely.
and share a lot of things that you probably wouldn't want them to, but you're there for them either way. But how amazing that is, that you provide such a welcoming and peaceful place for people.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and it has changed my life, and it has opened me up, and my husband and my family, to where you just feel like you can talk with anybody, and always their secrets and everything, not secrets per se, but just their life, because some people have a hard time opening up. So yeah, I feel like it's a gift, definitely. Thank you.
Well, and what's your goal with the salon, Brenette?
So my goal is to continue to grow. We've been growing stylists since they're young and grow them up. And now we're going to be becoming like a 50-50 commission and lease. So where they can work commission and then go into lease. Also, we're looking into a med spa. So where we have a one-stop shop of doing everything, having all that power of a medical aspect, and then a hair, and then doing your spa services as well. So that's my goal. That's my end goal of this.
And what
Should be so cool.
they're amazing, very wonderful goals. And what has been the experience with boosting people's self-esteem? I've seen also like reels or the before and afters of even homeless people or moms that are struggling and or things like that. And then they go through the process of transformation, and you see how when they open their eyes or finally look at a mirror, like, wow, that was me under all that, facial hair, if it's a man, or hair. What's been the experience? Do you have a memorable experience with someone?
Lori, it's interesting you just asked this question, because it kind of brings a little tear in my eye. We were asked a couple of weeks ago to do some cutting for some of the people that had fire and had a lot of loss, but we ended up opening up for all these back to school kids. We had over 200 children that we gave free haircuts to,
Oh my goodness.
and parents, and we got literally, so my heart was full, and I'm sorry, but it's kind of an emotional thing for us, because what it opened up was this amazing togetherness, and there's no one bigger or smaller or anything. It was just bringing an openness to our whole salon and the whole industry of what needs to happen in this whole world. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was amazing. And I was clear over in Tacoma. Otherwise I would have been like, hey, can I come over and help, run the desk or whatever? Because I was so excited when I saw that. It was like, it was
heartwarming. It still keeps my heart warm. So yeah, thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, like I'm sure like being part of the transformation, change, hope, self, and it gives those individuals like this boost. Was it only students or young or youth or teenagers or teachers too? Or
yeah, it was anybody that needed a haircut. And quite honestly, I had women. I mean, we had so many. It was chaos, but it was super fun chaos. And it turned out really great. And we got some great feedback from the parents that their child had never been in a salon and that they've never had a salon experience. So we were just so much greatness and gratefulness that they brought back to us in writing. And it's something that I opened my eyes up to do a lot more and to share more.
So I was thinking this was something you set up yourself somewhere, like outdoors
No.
under a tarp or canopy. And no,
It was in our salon.
You
Yeah.
opened your salon. That is
Yes.
so beautiful. Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes,
So
and
I
people
have-
came out and somebody donated 1,700 meals for that day for these people. So it was a really great event, and I felt really, I was like, what am I getting myself into? But it was like God kind of took over and just.
Would you do it again? Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Yay.
Awesome.
That is
Yes.
amazing. Wonderful. Thanks for
So
leading
I
by
have a
example.
question for you. What do you do? And I know you probably have had this when somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I want this color on my hair. And you're looking at their skin color and you're like going, that color, you're not going to like it once it's on there. You're thinking.
Or it doesn't matter if they like it, like it's not gonna suit you.
So what do you,
Yeah.
how do you handle those kind of situations?
You know, you really need to just give them as much information as possible and to let them know that, you know, this may work and this may not work. Maybe we can do a little piece of this just so you have a little bit, because you can't take it away because everybody wants a little something different, right? So I've learned in the art of speaking with humans is that you just have to kind of say, well, we can guide you in this, but remember, this is a journey for both of us. So I want you to like it, and I want me to like, is this my name that's out there? So please, like, just let's work together. And I think that works a lot better than just trying to go, oh no, you can't have that, because no one wants to hear you can't have that.
Right.
So I feel that works a little bit better. It's your verbiage.
Exactly.
Words.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, when people, if you would say that, people would say, I want it even more, you know, if there's some
Absolutely.
resistance.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, you just kind of learn to go, okay, well, we can work with that a little bit. Always give a little bit. My husband has taught me that. My husband is a great artist and he should be here, but he was like, I'm not getting on air.
I was gonna say, is he our next guest?
I know
He'll be next week,
here.
ladies.
But Ed kind of likes to hide, even though he cuts hair every day with Brenette, and he cuts, you know, but yeah,
He's the shy one.
he's shyer. So
Yeah.
We're definitely happy you said yes. You represent him. I know you. I mean, it's very obvious your love, your respect to him, and how grateful you are. How, you know, he took you under his wing and became more than the apprentice.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
trained you well. And I'm sure also you have strengths and qualities that he has learned from. And thank you so much for your example as an entrepreneur, as a human being. Sharing with the world and knowing how to really, you know, there's this expectation sometimes that we as coaches or a professional has on how something should go. And I love how you sound. It sounds like you are open. You're open to the person's desires and wishes. And then with your guidance and encouragement or discouragement towards something, you allow them to be the ones to make those choices. Ike has a question. Oh, she's saying, I applaud you got volunteering, great story. And she's saying, question, what is your experience with shampoos and conditioners to use?
Okay. I definitely would, with shampoos and conditioners, you really don't want to shampoo and condition a lot anyways, because you're actually shampooing your oil out. I want to say get professional, but that's not very fair either. So I would just stick with something just a little more cleansing, cleaning the hair, and shampoo once or twice a week. You don't have to do it every day.
Okay. And she's saying, meaning what is worth the money? I know the texture, etc. depends what shampoo is best. And I know you guys sell your lines that you prefer, but then she added to that question. And I think you answered amazingly. So no matter the texture of the hair, you don't recommend if it's straight, curly, or whatever, you don't, or if it's oily, you don't recommend.
Well, yes, you do, but you just want to be careful because it depends on your wallet, and it also depends on, you know, what, if you just need a shampoo and conditioner, just want to keep to a pH balance if you use color in the hair, or one that has texture, because sometimes you can get way too many products. So just keep it more of a pH balance, and simple is better, I always think.
Well, and I know from my experience, I usually use like Redken or professional shampoos, because they go a long way, because it doesn't take much. And like you said, you don't wash your hair every day. But what's funny is my husband, he went he had came up here, and this was like 20 some years ago. He used a cheaper product. And next thing he knew, his handfuls of hair was falling out.
Oh no. Yeah.
You know, and it's like a lot of the cheaper products I actually can't use because my scalp breaks out.
Mm.
So you do, for me, my experience is I have to be careful of what I use.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
you know,
very
because sometimes
important.
the stuff that you don't, I don't recommend the dollar store stuff always.
No, absolutely not.
No, no.
Ike says, thank you. I have thin and not a lot of hair. And yes, it's colored.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely would recommend something with a finer textured shampoo, and it'll kind of say on the bottles, and you can find those at a grocery store. You can find those at a salon, and actually any salon will carry those, and they usually have different price points. So just kind of look at that in your local salon. I would recommend getting at a salon more than a grocery store, of course. And also they should have different price points in that salon as well.
Yeah. It's amazing the cost of shampoos and stuff, just like our food products and stuff. But it's like, I remember getting one of those huge liters for what, $15, and now they're what, 45 or something. So it's,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Just keeping up with the times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, we've definitely, any favorite salon brands? I too used to be a Redskin girl. So any favorite salon brands?
They use, I'm sorry, Redken?
Yeah. Yeah. She used to, but then she's just wondering about any other
favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Definitely. Goldwell is probably my number one. You can get that with retail and color. Also milkshake products are amazing. Blacklight is a really good one. Those would probably be my 3 high recommendations. Leaf and Flower. So there's some really great product lines out there. Just do your research and look at those, and you'll see kind of what's in the product. It's becoming more natural. Basu oil is one of the best out there as well. So it's all from nature and also from the sea or the earth that's put into the product line.
well, and I've read one of our guests on a couple months ago actually was speaking at a conference where she was launching new organic hair products. Remember that in
Yeah.
Texas and stuff. So are you seeing more of that lately?
Yes, we're seeing a lot more of that because we're seeing a lot more people that cannot tolerate the product that's been put in, to where now they're becoming more organic, more biodegradable, more that goes into your skin. I have product that you can eat, drink, put on your skin.
Wow.
What is that one?
Yes, so they're coming, it's just something that's going to be a part of our life.
Okay. So is there a specific brand, or is that something you're working on?
Actually, there is a specific brand, and it's called Surface, and they are the
Okay.
ones that are creating this, and also Leaf and Flower. It's all organic. They're coming out with some really amazing product lines too, where you don't have to shampoo your hair every day. You can shampoo if you're like 3 times a week, or you can go to 2 times a week, because of the product that it just keeps the hair nice and it keeps the oils balanced. So yeah, that seems to work, and people are becoming more savvy about what they want to put in their hair and
That's
in
so
their
true.
bodies.
We've
Yeah.
become a little bit more of our own advocates. You know, we don't believe, and that's what Ike is saying. I find it difficult to do the research because you don't know what to believe in anymore.
Absolutely.
Growing up in Germany, we had a lot of more healthy shampoos, etc. And then she's saying goodbye. She has to go, and she will finish watching the replay. But I'm also seeing a lot of advertisement for shampoo bars.
Yes.
Is there something to that? And is it better, same, or just more convenient to travel with?
I think it's just more convenience. I haven't really put a lot of energy into that because I'm still not an advocate for the shampoo bars. But
Okay.
you know, I don't know, to be honest. So
Okay.
I would just say do your research, make sure that it's what it says it is. And I think that the shampoo bars are more for grab and go. So I couldn't give you an honest answer on that.
Yeah.
Is there any ingredient that you'd recommend not,
Right.
that if we read that
to run away from?
Like, I remember
there's a couple, but I couldn't tell you their names right now.
The
Because I
sulfate one
remember,
is
like,
like a
on-
big one.
on hairspray, they said not to get the
No
like when it's
alcohol.
modeling, don't get the cheap stuff because it's just alcohol. So
Yeah, no alcohol in the hair. That's so drying. And you know, that's the biggest one. But as the times have gone, you don't see very many like that because they're really paying attention to that. But great question, Tammy. I'm going to do my research on that one next time.
And the big no sulfates, was a big
Yes.
thing, or is okay. So
Yes.
like Tammy is asking, like, let us know if there's anything more we need to like avoid or run away from. That's
Yes,
super
yes,
obvious.
definitely. Like the no sulfates and the no alcohol. Those are your biggest ones. And if those are right in the first of the contents, stay away from those. Also like a lot of filler, it'll put like a filler in there. Stay away from those. I would just look at what you want to look for the organic, like you want to have the lavender oils, you want to have all the oils that are the natural oils in there. So you'll see that now will be in the first of the contents of what they put in their product line.
I'm seeing a lot of shea butter or keratin
Mhm.
or
Yes, and those
all
are
kinds
great
of-
for your hair.
very
Yeah, great
good.
questions, ladies.
Well, thanks.
Well, time goes by fast when we're
Yes.
having fun,
Yes.
but this is all about freedom and nature and art. Is there anything you would like to say about any of those topics that you embrace, or a message out there to motivate our viewers and on a Tuesday morning?
Oh my gosh, I just want to tell everybody, just every day, wake up and be grateful for one thing in your life. And I'm super grateful for my beautiful life, my family, and that I have gotten the opportunity to get this far in doing what I love. It's not work to me, it's my passion. And when I'm at work, it just feels like the time it just is endless. So find that in yourself and find that creation that makes you feel good about going to do what you do every day and do your passion. And thank you.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
beautiful
exactly.
message, Brenette, and you're
I
beautiful.
know. I was blessed and got to spend the afternoon with Brenette yesterday.
Thank you.
So, and see her garden, because Brenette likes to garden and she
Yeah.
likes to do stuff outdoors. And Brenette, what you see is what you get. I love it.
Sweet.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for this. It meant a lot for my first time. I really am grateful. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We
Yes.
are honored and blessed.
I'm sure whether with
ladies,
us or with anyone else that's in this group that wants to have you as a guest somewhere else, this is not going to be the last one.
No,
Thank
you'll
you so
you'll have
much.
to come back later. So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
definitely will. And Lori, you need to come see me. I want to do your hair. I want to get my hands in your hair.
That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I would love it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, ladies.
thank
Have a good
you.
day.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone. Have a
you.
great
Okay,
week.
thank you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
Bye.